Rudo always took care of things. He would rummage through the trash and fix the destroyed. He made sure every trash he would come across was cared for. To him, trash had life. Trash was treasure. If you see yourself as trash and are thrown away, can you ever be perceived as treasure? Spoiler alert. Expect some spoilers from episode 1 to 2 of the Gachiakuta anime. Trigger warning. This video discusses themes of rejection, judgment, and identity struggles that may be sensitive for some viewers. Rudo was never perceived as good by other people. In fact, he himself was seen as trash by others, not as treasure, but as something terrible and disgusting, something you should stay away from, something that was meant to be thrown away and discarded forever. Based on Erikson's psychosocial theory, teens or even young adults form their sense of self through social validation, roles, and labels. Additionally, the labeling theory states that social interactions shape an individual's identity. So, you can expect that once society discards them or labels them as outcasts or trash, they end up feeling confused, unstable, and maybe even worthless. At times, they may even adopt the imposed label or identity. This is why, when other people bully others, calling them names or even trash, it's definitely more than an insult. It starts an identity crisis in the individual. The moment Rudo was labeled a criminal, even when he was not, he was thrown into what was called the abyss in the world of Gachiakuta. In contrast to the surface, the abyss is where they literally throw all their trash and throw in criminals as well. When the people from the surface had done this punishment and ostracized Rudo, they ended up judging him and excluding him from their society. Based on a famous social neuroscience study by Naomi Eisenberger and Matthew Lieberman, 2003, being socially excluded or rejected triggers the same brain regions as physical pain. Specifically, the anterior cingulate cortex, ACC, and insula, the same brain regions that process physical pain, become active. So, society's punishment and judgment literally hurts. Moreover, societies and communities tend to scapegoat or project, meaning they blame other people to solely exclude them and purge them, like labeling others as criminals or trash, like in Rudo's case, to feel righteous or pure. Psychologically, this protects those within the group, but destroys the self-worth of the outcast. In Rudo's eyes, all of this was really unfair, because he was never a criminal to begin with, nor was he the trash as they saw him to be. Based on the justice theory, a key concept is known, which is fairness and equality. According to this key concept, we humans have a core need for fairness, and all individuals should be treated fairly and equally. So, what happens when judgment feels unjust? As you can imagine, it sparks anger, rebellion, and sometimes an identity crisis. This is why Rudo felt anger and also had an identity crisis when the surface people threw him into the abyss. And because of what happened to him, Rudo wanted to get back at them for mislabeling him, which explains the rebellious side. Because of the judgment given by the surface people towards Rudo, which made him lose his worth, he was thrown into the abyss. But in the abyss, Rudo discovers so many new things and new people. His character develops immensely, and because of where he is at now, he is given a chance to redefine his worth, slowly building a stronger identity than what he was worth on the surface. However, this still wasn't easy for him to do. Redefining your worth takes time, especially if you've been traumatized. Nonetheless, slowly but surely, you can still change and challenge how you see yourself. Just like Rudo. So maybe what's thrown away by the world isn't worthless. Maybe it has life. Maybe it's something worth being cared for and loved, like a treasure. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.